Hi, this is Thomas, and I'd love to introduce Kisst to you. I remember when I was a kid, my mother told me that the two things that were guaranteed were death and taxes. Now that I've grown to be an adult myself, I've also found out that the third thing which is guaranteed are thumbs. If you give a child a smartphone, even though they could use any sort of communication mechanism that is available to them, they don't choose to talk and they don't choose to video, they choose to use their thumbs. And as a communications engineer, I think it's really embarrassing, frankly, that we've spent 140 years providing all of this equipment to businesses and organizations and governments so they could talk to their customers just to find out that people would rather use their thumbs. Lately, this has become, I think, an apparent issue with communications and process, where business has for a very long time been penetrated by service providers and equipment vendors to give businesses equipment and programs to allow them to talk to their customers. There has been basically no work done in providing systems to allow them to communicate with their customers when they use their thumbs. In fact, I think you could go into any business and ask them, will you please show me your phone system? And either they'll point at a closet or they'll give you their cloud-based communication system, but they'll point at something. Go into any other business and ask them to show you what happens when some of their customers text them or message them. And I can also guarantee you that they'll show you nothing. We as an industry have done a great job with lips, and we have really spent virtually no effort on thumbs. And that's the point behind Kisst. Our service connects anyone with thumbs to things that don't. So both customers and employees can do more important things. Customers prefer the communications using their thumbs. They don't like being on hold. They like being able to do other things. They don't want to be held onto a handset. And businesses spend an inordinate amount of money and time to support their customer communications. So our approach to this is really quite simple. We've designed Kisst. Kisst is a series of simple automated conversation templates. A handful of basic conversations that businesses, processes, and programs would have with customers that are easy to set up, easy to deploy, and don't require an IT department. Deploying a Kisst service is really quite simple. Pick one of our conversations from our toolbox, and then using a very simple interface, give it your own prompts, and immediately that conversation will be available on your phone number, your social media handle, or wherever your customers are messaging you. At the end of the conversation, we collect the data from your customer conversation in both the transcript of what was said and structured data so you can put it into your information system. That information can be accessed through APIs, but even more simply, it can be mailed to you. And more importantly, we've designed this system to not require applications or even the internet, so that anyone, anywhere, in any network can access one of our conversations, can configure it and set it up. And this is really important if you are in the United States and you're in the middle of a natural disaster like a hurricane, or if you live in Africa or Asia where mobile internet is not widely deployed at all. One way of thinking about this service is it provides online access for offline things in real time. And there's some real important business problems that we can solve. Imagine being a manufacturer who exports their product. And you export it through a channel. How will you know who actually ends up using your product at the end of the day? This is a simple problem to solve. Put one of our numbers on your product that says, if you like it, text us. We'll tell you all about the other things that we can sell for you. Or maybe you're an advertiser and you have these mass advertisements, but you don't know exactly which parts of your advertisements are working or not. By putting a text number on your radio, TV, print, or sign, you're able to turn a mass advertisement into a direct response and avoid contact centers. If you are working with a system that will remind you of appointments and places you have to be, our kind of conversations make it simple to confirm or reschedule without involving your staff. And if you work in a retail environment, and you'd like to have interactions with your customers because they might want to complain or they might want to praise you, one of our conversations can keep your social media reputation clean and make that feedback immediate and private. We've built Kisst to be a human scale service. For us, that means that any organization can use our system quickly and easily if you're a government, if you're a business, or if you're an aid organization. Kisst has the ability to detect the language of the person who's texting into our conversation so that you don't have to worry about where your customer comes from or what languages your customer speaks, because they can use their language. And you'll see it in yours and they'll see it in theirs. Kisst is a network independent service. You can attach it to any sort of messaging network. You can attach it to social messaging, SMS messaging, or the messaging that no one knows about yet, but we're all sure is coming. So anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this little introduction to what we're trying to do here at Kisst. If you'd like to experience it yourself, I put up a Kisst number here. It's 218-325-5075. Give us a text and see what it looks like. If you want to be old school, you can visit us on the web at justkisst.me. Thank you very much.